Hi everyone. Today we are going to look at the solutions for our P5 Sa2 Revision 2012 Paper 2. Let's look at question 1. A kilogram of rice costs $7.80. What is the cost of 600 grams of rice? Express your answer in cents. So let's look at this question. We know that a kilogram, which is 1 kilogram, costs $7.80. We want to find 600 grams. Now realize that our units are not the same, so first we have to change all to the same unit. So 1 kilogram is 1000 gram. Alright, so I know that 1000 gram is 780 cents. So now I want to find 100 gram. 1000 gram to 100 gram I actually divide by 10. So 780 cents I divide by 10, I will get 78 cents. I want to find the cost of 600 gram. So 100 times 6 will give me 600. So 78 times 6 will give me 468 cents. So my answer is 468. Question 2. In a class, 2/7 of the pupils wore spectacles. 2/3 of the pupils who did not wear spectacles were boys. What fraction of all the pupils were boys who did not wear spectacles? So here I know there's a class. I will use branching method to help me solve this. And I know that 2/7 of the pupils wore spectacles. So in a class of pupils wore spectacles, is 2/7. Those who did not wear is 5/7. And out of those who did not wear, we know that 2/3 of the pupils who did not wear spectacles were boys. So out of this, boys is 2/3. And so my girls will be 1/3. So now 2/3 of the boy of those who did not wear, so is 2/3 times 5/7. 1/3 times 5/7. This is 10 out of 21. 5/21. 10/21 plus 5/21 will give me 15/21. I realize that if I times 3, I will get 15/21. So what fraction of all the boys who did not wear spectacles were boys who did not wear spectacles? So boys did not wear, answer is 10/21. Question 3. An artist wants to make a picture using tiles mounted on a rectangular board measuring 19 cm by 67 cm. So I have a board measuring 19 by 67 cm. Each tile costs $18. So I want to lay a tile each. Alright, and how much would it cost to cover the board completely with 1 cm square tiles? So the tiles is 1 cm by 1 cm. Okay, so I need to find the area of the picture. So find area of picture will be 19 times 67, which will give me 1273 cm square. Okay, so now I want to find the cost of covering the board completely. So 1 cm square is 1273, sorry, 1 cm square is actually $18. So 1273 cm square will be 18 times 1,273, which will give me $22,914. I need to round off my answer to the nearest thousand. So let's look at the thousand, and I'm looking at the digit 9. So approximately it will be 23,000 because I round up. So answer is $23,000. Question 4. Henry was paid $30 in a year as interest. So $30 is my interest for depositing a certain amount in a bank. If the bank interest is 0.4% per year, how much did he deposit in the bank? So I know that my interest 0.4% is my $30. So 4%, I will take 0.4 times 4 times 10 will give me 4%. So 30 times 10 will give me $300. I want to find how much she deposit in the bank, so I want to find 100%. So I can do this. I can take 4 times 25, 30 times 25, which will give me 7,500. Alternatively, I know that 4% is my $300. So 1% will be my 300 divided by 4, and I find 100%. 300 divided by 4 times 100, which will also give me 7,500. So my answer is $7,500. Question 5. In May, the ratio of fiction books to the number of non-fiction books was 11:25. So I know fiction is to non-fiction, 11:25. In June, this is in May. In June, 1,623 books were purchased. So they were bought, and the total number of books became 35,679. So I know in June, the original, I have to add 1,623, which would then give me, I'm so sorry, there's no dollar sign, 35,679. So first, my first step is I need to minus off the number of books purchased in June. So I take 35,679 minus 1,623, which will give me 34,056. So I know my total units here is 36. So my 36 unit is my 34,056. 1 unit will be 356 divided by 36, which will give me 946. So I want to find the non-fiction books in May. So non-fiction book is 25 unit. Therefore 25 unit will be 946 times 25, and I would get 23,650. So my answer is 23,650 books. Non-fiction books. Question 6. On Children's Day, Miss Ng bought some candies for her pupils. She tried giving 7 candies to each pupil, but found that the last pupil had only 3 candies. When she gave each nephew, 5 candies, she had 20 left. So I want to find the number of nephews. Okay, not pupils, but nephews. So let's look at it. I know I'm going to show you 3 different methods. Okay, so the first method is using my factor and gap. So I know that at first, this is the total number of candies that Miss Ng bought. She wants to give each pupil 7. Sorry, each nephew 7, another nephew 7, another nephew 7. She found that the last child only had 3, so which means she need another 4, right? Because the last child only had 3, so she need another 4 to make up 7. When she gave each nephew 5 candies, so now they only receive 5 candies. So you realize that I think I would draw this way so that I can see, you all can see clearly. Each one only get 5. Okay, and she had left 20. This is the candies, so she have left these 20 candies. Alright, so now my first method will be I take my 20 candies plus the 4 candies, I will get 24. In this gap, I have 7 candies for each child, 5 candies for each child. So my 7 minus 5, I will get 2 candies. So 24 divided by 2, 12. So he would have 12 nephews. Okay, how do I check? I can take 12 nephews. Each nephew gives 7 candies. I need to minus off these 4 candies, which will give me 80. If she gave 5 candies to each child, she would have an extra of 20, and the answer will give me 80. So from here I know that there are 12 nephews and she bought 80 candies. I'm going to show you another step, another method which is called the listing method. So now I know that if she tried giving 7 candies to each nephew. So I know that is a multiple of 7. And if she gave each nephew 5 candies, is your multiple of 5. Right? So let's start and list. So if I have 1 nephew, I have 7, not enough. So I minus 4, I get 3. 5, I must add my 20, so it's 25. You realize that they are not the same. I list 2. 2 times 7 is 14. I must minus off my 4 to get the candies. I will have 10. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 20. I get 30. You realize it is still not the same. Okay, so if I have 3 nephews, so 3 times 7 is 21. Minus 4, I will have 17. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 20, I have 35. You realize that my multiples of 5, I must add 20 because I have 20 left over. Okay, where else my multiple of 7, I must minus 4 because she only had 3, she need some 4 more, right? So now I look at multiples of 4. 7 times 4 is 28. Minus 4 is 24. 5 times 4, 20 plus 20, I have 40. Okay, I'm going to fast forward to 10. 7 times 10, 70. Minus 4, I would have 68. 5 times 10 is 50, plus 20, I have 70. 11 nephew, 7 times 11 will be 77, minus 4, 73. 5 times 11 is 55, plus 20, 75. 12 nephew, 7 times 12 is 84, minus 4, I have 80. 5 times 12 is 60, plus 20, I have 80. Now you realize that I have 80 here and 80 here, which is the number of candies that she bought. And the number of nephews she had is 12. Okay, so 12 nephews, 80 candies. Now the next step I'm going to show you is an algebra which you will be learning in P6. But okay, let's try out the algebra method. Okay, we can let the number of nephews be y. So I know that if he has 7, give 7 candies to each nephew, so with 7y, I need to minus 4 here. It's the same as if each nephew is given 5 candies, so 5y, I need to add my 20. So 7y minus 5y will be 2y is 24, y is 12. From here I know that there are 12 nephews. Okay, so from here I can substitute. How to find the candies? I will take 12 times 7 minus 4 must be the same as my 12 times 5 plus 20. 12 times 7 minus 4 is 80. 12 times 5 plus is 20. So this one will help me find the number of candies. Let's move on to question 7. At a sale, the ratio of the sale price of a computer to the sale price of a printer was 31:6. So let's write down sale price computer is to printer 31:6. Aswan paid 1,240 for the computer at the sale. So computer, he paid 1,240. So now 31 unit is $1,240. 1 unit will be 1,240 divided by 31, which will give me $40. Alright, so my 6 unit, which is the printer, will be $40 times 6, $240. Right, so here I know the computer is 1,240, printer is $240. What was the actual price of the printer if it was on 20% discount? So I know that this is a 20% discount, right? So a discount is when the price goes down. So this is your original price, your discount 20%. The sale price is, your discount is always your 100% minus 20%, so it's 80%. And your sale price given is $240. It's where we have found 6 units. So now I know my 80% is my $240. I want to find the actual price or the original price. So 80%, 240, 1%, 240 divided by 80, which gives me $3. 100%, $3 times 100, which is $300. So the actual price of the printer is $300. Question 8. There were 80 members in a fitness club at first. Ratio of the number of women to the number of men was 3:5. So I want to find women is to men, 3:5. And I know that there are 80 members, so my total number of members is 80. My total number of unit will be 8 units. So my 8 unit is my 80. 1 unit is 10. Okay, so from here I know my women is 3 times 10 will be 30. My men will be 50. How many more women must the club recruit such that 3/5 of its members are women? So now I need to add some more women. After I add some more women, 3/5 of its members are women. So my unit here becomes 3 unit. Out of my total, the members is 5 unit. This is 5 unit. Total is 5 unit. So now my men would be, what do you think? Yes, it would be 2 unit, right? Because 2 unit plus 3 unit will give me total 5 unit. 3/5 of the members. Members means the total number. Okay, so now I know that I have to add the women, but I do not have to add the men. So from here I can see that my 2 unit is my 50 men. Therefore 1 unit is 25 men. Okay, so my 3 unit here will be 25 times 3 is 75 men. So here becomes 75 men. 2 unit becomes 50 men. Right? So 75, how many more did she have to add? At first he has 30. He need to add some more. He need to add 45 men, right? 45 women. 30 plus 45 will give me 75 women. And how many more women must he add? He needs to add 45 more women. How do I check whether my answer is correct? I can take 75 out of my total number of members. So 75 plus 50 is 125. So 75 divided by 125, I will get 3/5. Let's look at next question. Question 9. In the figure not drawn to scale, PQR and PST are straight lines. Okay, the minute we know that they are straight lines, they give us a clue that we can use angles on a straight line. Alright, PQ is equals to QT. So if I know that this is equals to this, and I can see a triangle, immediately I know that this is an isosceles triangle. Okay, so isosceles triangle, I know angle PQ, PT is 24 degree. So this angle QTP will also be 24 degree because it's an isosceles triangle. I need to find angle X. To find angle X, I also need to find this angle. How can I find this angle here? First, I need to find this angle. It gives us a clue. Angle, triangle, QTR. So triangle QTR is also an isosceles triangle because QT is equals to TR. So if this is an isosceles triangle, right, first I need to find this angle. How do I find this angle? There are 2 ways to find angle TQR. So first I want to find angle TQR, I take, if I know this is an isosceles triangle, I can find this angle, which is angle PQT. So angle PQT is 180 degree minus 24 degree minus 24 degree, which will give me 132 degree. Okay, and therefore the next one to find is angle RQT, which is 180 degree minus 132 degree, which is 48 degree. Alternatively, I'm going to show you, you can look at this triangle. Now in this triangle you will see that these two angles will also give me 48. 24 plus 24 is 48. This is called exterior angle of a triangle is equals to the sum of the interior angles, opposite interior angles. So this is, I can also, RQT is also 24 degree plus 24 degree, which is 48 degree. You can also use that. Okay, so now I know this is 48 degree. This is also 48 degree. So how do I find this angle here? So therefore angle RTQ will be 180 minus 48 degree minus 48 degree, which is 84 degree. Therefore angle X is 180 minus 84 degree minus 24 degree, and angle X is 72 degree. Question 10. Container A has a capacity of 26.3 liter. So I know the whole container capacity is 26.3. The volume of the container A is 26.3. It is half filled with water. Means this is half of the whole container. Alright, so the volume of water in A, container A is 26.3 divided by 2 because it's only half filled, which is 13.15 liter. So I know this is 13.15 liter. I can write here. Volume of water in tank B is 4 times that the volume of water in tank A. So volume of water in tank B will be 13.15 times 4, which gives me 52.6 liter. So I know this is 52.6 liter. When all the water in A is poured into B, so all this water is poured here, it will raise up to here, right? So this one is 13.15 liter. I want to find how much more water is needed to fill tank B to the brim. So in fact, I'm actually looking for this part of the tank, the volume of this part. So how do I do? So first I need to find the volume of the tank. Volume of tank B. So volume of tank B is length times breadth times height. So it's 42 cm times 26 cm times 75 cm, which will give me 81,900 cm cube. I change all to liters, it will be 81.9 liters. So how much water? I would take 81.9 minus of my 52.6 minus of 13.15. And My answer would be 16.15 liter. So how much water is needed? Is 16.15 liter. Question 11. Total length of two pieces of rope was 56.8. The difference in their length was 10 meter. So, okay, to help me see, I can draw. I have two length of rope, length A and length B. Okay, so difference in the length, so I know this is 10 meter. Total length is 56.8 meter. Is this clearer? After an equal length was cut from each rope, so this is the two rope, rope A, rope B, I cut an equal length. This one is cut. The length of the remaining shorter rope, this is the shorter rope, is 7 unit. 7/11 of the longer rope, so this is 11 unit. So what is my 10 meter? My 10 meter is actually my 11 unit minus my 7 unit, which is my 4 unit. 4 unit is my 10 meter. Therefore 1 unit is my 2.5 meter. What was the length of the rope cut from each piece? So 7 unit will be 2.5 times 7, which is 17.5 meter. Okay, so I know this is 17.5 meter. So now I want to find what is the length that was cut here. So how do I find? I can take 56.8 minus 10 meter minus 10 meter, which is equals to 55.8, and I take 55.8 divided by 2 unit, is 23.4 meter. So I know this part here is 23.4 meter, right? So my rope B is 23.4. So I take 23.4 meter minus 17.5 meter, and the length of the rope cut was 5.9 meter. Answer is 5.9 meter. Okay, let's see if I can check my answers. Right? So I know that my 11 unit, my 1 unit is 2.5. 11 unit will be 2.5 times 11, which is 27.5 meter. And if I add up all my parts here, so I know this is 5.9 meter, 5.9 meter, 17.5, this is 27.5 meter. If I add all this up, okay, so it's 27.5 plus 5.9 plus 5.9 plus 17.5. I add 1, 2, 3, 4, must give me 56.8 meter. So the minute I can get 56.8, I know my answer is correct. Next question, 12. A group of people paid $732.50 altogether for admission tickets to a amusement park. The price of the ticket for an adult was $17.50. Let me write down the price. For adult, price is $17.50. The price of a child, price is $10. there were 23 more adults than children. So I know that there are more adults than children. So I will take 23 adults will be 1750 times 23 should give me $402.50. So first I need to minus off the 23 more adults. So my 732.50 minus 402.50, which will give me $330. Alright, so $330, if I group this up, one group or one set of one child and one adult is $27.50, right? Because one child ticket is $10, one adult ticket is $17.50. So one set of a child and a adult ticket would be $27.50. So I take $330 divide by $27.50, which will give me 12 sets. Okay, so 12 sets is 12 sets of 12 adults and 12 child's ticket. So what do I want to find? They ask me how many adults were there in the group. How many adults were there? So I want to find the adults. There I have 12 adults here plus 23 more adults, which is given in the question. So altogether there are 35 adults. How do I check if my answer is correct? So I can check. I have 35 adults. Each adult paid $17.50. I would have $612.50. Okay, so if I have 12 adults and I also have in the 12 sets, I will have 12 child tickets times $10, $120. If I add up my total, $612.50 plus $120, my total will be $732.50. So that will help me check if my answer is correct. Alternatively, you can actually do the guess and check method. I'm going to show you the guess and check method here. Okay, so for guess and check, always ensure that you draw a table. I would have my child ticket, adult's ticket, the total, and always have a check column. Right. There are 23 more adults. So if I have 10 child, I would have 33 adults because 10 plus 23 must give me 33. Okay, so I multiply $10, which will give me $100. I multiply by $17.50, which is $577.50. My total will be $677.50. So I know this is wrong. Let's move on. If I have 11 adults, 11 child, I plus 23, I would have 34 adults times $17.50. So here I have 110. Here I would have 595. Total 705, which is also wrong. The next part, I have 12 children, 23 plus 12 will give me 35 times 1750 times $10. So this is 120, $612.50. I add up my total, $732.50. This is my correct. So if you are doing guess and check, always make sure that you have a check column. It is very, very important to have a check column and ensure that all your numbers are correct. Let's look at the next question, question 13. Figure below is made up of a rectangle and 4 equilateral triangles. Equilateral triangles means all the sides are the same or equal. The length of the rectangle is thrice its breadth. Given that the perimeter of the rectangle is 96 cm. So let's look at the rectangle here. I'm going to draw out here so that I can help me see better. My length is thrice its my breadth. So this is 1 unit. My length will be 3 unit. Okay, so perimeter is the outline. So altogether I have 3, 4, 3, 1. So altogether I would have 8 unit, which is my 96 cm. Therefore 1 unit is my 12 cm. Okay, so now I want to find the perimeter of the figure. So 1 unit is 12, so I know this is 12. I write down 12 cm. My length would be 3 unit, which is 12 times 3 is 36. Let me write down here 36 cm, 12 cm. Why did I write down here? Because I want to find perimeter. Okay, now look at these triangles here. Perimeter means the outline. So I know the triangle, equilateral triangle, 1, 2, 3, 4 of it is 1. Let me use different color. 2, my black, 3, green, 4. This red, blue, black and green is my 36 cm. Now let's look at how many of these 36 I have. I have 1, 2. So I know there is 136 cm. Any more 36 cm? I have another one here. 1. So another 36 cm. Okay, so altogether, that because it's outline, I actually do not look at this. I only look at the outline. Okay, so now I have how many 36? 1, 2, 3, 36, right? So its perimeter will be 36 times 3 plus 12 times 2. So my perimeter of the figure is 132 cm. Question 14. Roger took 4 English tests in a year. Average score for the first 2 tests was 86. So let's write down average score. Average of first 2 tests, 86. So I must remember, every time I look at average, I must find the total of the first 2 tests. 86 times 2, which gives me 172. Average score for all the 4 tests was 74. So average, 4 tests, 74. So I must find my total of the 4 tests. 74 times 4, 296. Given that Roger scored 7 more marks in the third test than the fourth test. So now I look at the third test and fourth test. Now my total for the first 2 tests is 172. My total for the 4 tests, including third and fourth, is 296. So I need to take 296 minus 172, which is 124. This one is my third and fourth test, right? So I know that the third test has 7 more marks than the fourth test. So help me see. I can draw a model. Third, fourth is less than the third test. So this is my 7 marks. This is my 124. So what was the score for his third test? So third test, I can add a 4, can add a 7 here. So 124 plus 7, which is 131. 131 divided by 2. So he actually scored 65.5 marks for his third test. Question 15. Isaac has some right angle triangles as shown in figure 1 below. So figure 1, you see the right angle triangles. He uses 4 identical right angle triangles to form figure 2. So you can see this is 1, 2, 3, 4 of this triangle. What is the length of one side of the bigger square? Alright, let's look at this. Let's help. Let's find. I want to find the length of one side. So I'm actually first, to help us to find the length of one side, I need to find what is the area of this triangle. So area of one triangle will be half times base, which is my 9, times height, which is my 12. Half times base times height. Sorry, this is 1. 9 times 6 is 54 cm square. Okay, so I know this is 54, 54, 54, 54. So area of 4 triangles is 54 times 4, which is 216 cm square. Now let's look at this small square. I know this part here is, from the figure, I know this part here is 12. This part here is also 12. This is my height, right? So my breadth is 9, right? So this is 12, this is 9, this is 12, this is 9. So what is this side here? So I take 12 minus 9, which is my 3, right? So my area of my small square is 3 times 3, which is 9 cm square. So I want to find the area. Now I can find the area of the whole square, the big square. So area of big square, 216 plus 9 cm square, which is 225 cm square. How to find the length of one side? So I know to find the length of one side, I need to know what number times the same number will give me 225. Okay, so I find out that it is 15 times 15 will give me 225. Or square root of 225, which is 15 cm. So answer is 15 cm. Study the pattern. Pattern 1, I have 1 layer. Number of units added is 1. Total number is 1. For pattern 2, added 7 units, right? Is at the bottom, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units. Number of units altogether will be 7 plus 1, which is 8. Layer 3, okay, and the pattern 3, number of units added will be 19. Number of units will be 27. So now I want to find what is A in layer 4. Okay, now let's look at this, and I will know that if I am going to look for pattern, this is a pattern question. So let's look at this. For unit 2, pattern 2, layer 2, you realize that the pattern and the layer is the same. Number of units added. I have 7. I have to add from first layer to second layer, I have 6. Second layer to third layer, I have 19. Minus 7 is 12. From third layer to fourth layer, I have 18. Can you see a pattern? From second layer to third layer, yes, right? You can see that this is 6 times 2, 6 times 3. Okay, now let's now look at the number of units. Second layer I have 8. Third layer I have 27. What do you think is fourth layer? You realize this is 2 times 2 times 2. 3 times 3 times 3. For pattern number layer 3 or pattern 3. So layer 4 will be 4 times 4 times 4. So answer is 64. Now let's look at how many units must be added to make to layer number 5. So I know that from this to this is 6 times 4, which is plus 24. Alright, so layer 5, which is pattern 5, I must add another 24. So 37 plus 24, I will get 61. So this is 24 plus 37, which is 61. Okay. Alternatively, let's look at this. I can take 27 minus 8 for 19 is another way of looking. I can take 8 minus 1, which is 7. 27 minus 8 is 19. So this is 64 minus 27. I will get 37. So this is 5 times 5 times 5. 25 is 25 times 5 is 125. So it's 125 minus 64. 125 minus 64, I will get 61. So this is another alternative method. So if there are 1,728 units, how many layers are there? So I know something times something times something equals to 1728, and the numbers must be the same. So I can use cube root of 1728, which will give me 12. Or I can take 12 times 12 is 144. 144 times 12 will be 1728. Okay, so my answer for B is 61. Answer for C is 12. Question 17. The figure below is made of overlapping squares X, Y, and Z. Area of square X is 20% of the area of square Y. So here I know X is to Y. X is 20% of square Y. 20% of square Y means 20 out of 100. So 20% is X, 100% is Y. Okay, so now I know this is 100%. So simplest form, 2 is to 10. Next, area of square Y is 60% of the area of square Z. So here, square Y to square Z. 60 is to 100. So now I make the Y the same, so times 6. So it's 12 is to 60 is to 100. Find the ratio of X to Y to Z. So this will be divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 60 divided by 4 is 15. 100 divided by 4 is 25. So my answer for A is 3 is to 15 is to 25. Here. Okay, now I want to find the percentage of the figure that is shaded. So I need to find this part here. So I know my X is 3. Okay, so the shaded part will be Y is 15. 15 minus 3 will be 12 unit. The total is 25, right? So it's 12 out of 25 times 100% because I want to find the percentage. So which is 48%. Okay, what is another alternative solution to find this? I also can take 60% minus 12%, which is also 48%. Right? Okay, next. So answer is 48%. Last question, question 18. At a jewelry shop, 40% of the items are brooches. The remaining are rings and bangles. So here I know 40% are brooches. So my brooch is 40%. My rings plus bangles will be 60%, right? Next. For every bangle, there are 3 rings. So here I know that every bangle one bangle there will be 3 rings. So here I know that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Together there are 4 units. So 4 unit is my 60%. 1 unit will be my 15%. So this bangle is 15%. And my ring is 45%. 15 plus 45 will give me 60%. Find the ratio of the number of brooches to the number of bangles to the number of rings. So how do I find this? I know. So here I know that my brooch to bangles to ring. My brooch is 40%. My bangle is 15%. My ring is 45%. So simplest form, divide by 5, I get 8 is to 3 is to 9. So my answer for A, 8 is to 3 is to 9. Let's look at B. There are 35 more rings than brooches. So I know here, brooches is 40%, ring is 45%. So 45% minus 40%, which is 5%. So 5%, 35 rings, so 1%, 7. Okay, so here, what is the question? After some brooches were sold and none of the rings and bangles were sold. So they only sold the brooches. This one they must minus. They sold the brooches. 20% of the remaining jewelries are at the were brooches. So now this one total here, I know this is 60% because it did not sell, right? So 60% will be 7 times 60, 420. Okay, so this 420 became my, if after I sold, this one became 20%. The rings became 80%, right? So 420, your 80% is my 420. Therefore, 20% will be 420 divided by 80 times 20, or I just simply times 4 . 80 divided by 4 will give me 20, right? So 420 divided by 4 will give me 105. How many brooches were left? 105 brooches were left. So your answer is 105. Okay, children, we have come to the end of the solutions for our P5 SA2 2012 paper 2. Goodbye.